Hi, my name is David Chow, and I'm doing um, uh, this YouTube again. The topic of this YouTube is how to start your real estate investment. So I know. The last week I did a similar one called "How to Buy Your First Property." It's kind of similar, but the content is a bit of variation. Some of the stuff that I mentioned last week is also in this YouTube. But anyway, um, so oh yeah. Before I start, please please hit the subscribe below, and if you feel it's good, give me a thumb up. Okay, that will give me a lot of encouragement. And right, let's go. How to start your real estate investment? The fact that I got a lot of experience in property in real estate area, so I thought I'll concentrate on this area anyway. So instead of divert to do something else. So well, without I'll get right into it. Okay, the first thing I mentioned it before. You got to set your goal, and well, and you got to set like proper real estate or property investment is the only goal. You can't have two or three goals. You can't uh, basically you can't have sort of decide to travel around the world for 1 year, or or decide to buy a sports car, you know, 2 or 3 years time or something, and save up money, and as well as thinking of want to invest your in real estate investment. So you can't do all that. So if you like real estate investment, you got to set that as a main goal. Okay, well you can't have a otherwise you just delay your timing, uh, delay the whole process. Instead of able to purchase your first property in 2 or 3 years time, you actually have to delay until 4, 5, 6 years later. So the earlier you get into real estate, or if buying your first property is obviously, the sooner you can do that, the better it is. So it's pretty obvious. Uh, Second thing, that basically, yes, you got to work hard, obviously, to make the money, to save up the money. So assuming that you finish your high school or uni, you got a job, and got a good getting a reason, a good income, and but to speeding up the process, you might have to get a second job, because instead of waiting for one salary to kind of save up, you know, to speed up the whole process, the second job will give you additional income, like extra 50%. So you're able to save up enough money quicker for deposits. Okay, yeah. Uh, well, we say to save hard, basically, to purchase a real estate in anywhere in the world. I think it's in Australia minimum, most 20% is pretty standard. You got to be able to put in 20% deposit. If you can't, if it's less than 20%, there is a thing called LMI, Lenders Mortgage Insurance. Basically, you have to pay the lender, which is the bank, extra kind of insurance, for them. Say you're borrowing 90%, you only got 10% deposit. The bank is taking a risk, lending you 90% of the value of the property. What happened? The property value, instead of 1 million, it's come up to only 850,000. So you borrow 90%, they lend you 900,000. They actually, for any reason, you can't can't afford it, or you lost a job, you can't continue making a repayment. The bank have to sell the property, and they lend you 900,000 and that piece of real estate is only worth 850, or can only sell 850. So the bank will lose at least 50,000. They don't like that. So the bank's not stupid. So they look after themselves. So that's why they charge you. You got to pay before they agree to lend you the money. You got to pay for LMI, Lenders Mortgage Insurance. Okay, so remember, try to save at least 20%, even 30 or 40% deposit. The more the better, because it basically means that you will borrow less from the bank, and depending on what the value of that property, it's instead of million, if you got 30% deposit, you save 300,000. Then you only need to borrow from the bank 700,000, isn't it? 70%. So yeah, the more deposit you can get, the better. A lot of times, your family, your mom and dad, able to help you part the deposit, even better, because yeah. Or otherwise, you have to give up a lot of uh, things that you usually spend. What we say, practice a frugal living. Frugal sort of living style. You sort of spending money, or just anything. Like instead of thinking of buying a flashy car, a new car, and designing clothing, Versace, shirt, or Louis Vuitton bags, you've got Jordan shoes. I mean, they are expensive. I've never seen a Jordan shoe myself. Latest iPhone, just to impress. I mean, obviously, obviously you've got a new car, flashy car, young person. It's very impressive. If you especially single, well, you get a lot of sort of girls who like to go out with you. So, anyway, and it's on the light side. And also expensive. Go long expensive holidays, expensive restaurant, dining out, and maybe you have to think about cutting out cigarette, or alcohol. I mean, I only found I don't smoke. I only found a pack of cigarette now is about $30-40 a pack of 20. I'm like, gosh. A pack of cigarette, 20 cigarette, it's about 30-40. I couldn't believe it. Even alcohol, a pack of VB or something is about $25-30. Or a pack of 6 bottle of VP, or whatever beer. Gosh, can you imagine? You go through that in 2 days, and got to go back and buy another pack of cigarette, another half a dozen of beer. That's almost $100 every time you go in. Oh, at least $60. So yeah, okay. And also I always mention that, yes, stop all this online gambling, or going to casino, or the latest trend is like sports betting on which team is winning. It's kind of, I reckon it's not, you're not going to come out winning. To be honest, I think the organization organizing all this bet, or the casino, online gambling, they the winner usually. And also, don't shop, just because the sales aren't in the shopping center, got sales on, but they got sales on 365 days a year anyway. I mean, they don't be a shopaholic, and just come on, shop until you drop. Now that's Don't waste the money in that way. It's just not worth it. Okay, now getting to the more serious stuff. To You need to see a mortgage broker, a loan broker, or go to your bank and try to get your loan approved. Well, it's best to get a pre-approval first because, or I mean, you can sign a contract and then at the same time say subject to bank finance, in Australia. But if you can get a loan, if you got the time, you could go to the broker, the bank first, and get the approval first, a pre-approval. I mean, you know what the bank or the broker needs is they got to do the ID. Oh, you're not with them before. You got to have at least two pieces of document to do the ID check. It's we call it 100 points. You either have a current passport or the current driver's license. Either one of them has got a photograph. If you have both of them, yeah, you qualify the 100 points check. But you don't, then you need a additional one, which is here it will call Medicare. That's one without a photograph. So that will qualify for your ID check, and also I need to give the broker or the bank a whole lot of documents, like your pay slip, at least two pay slip. We'll mention your driver's license and your bank statement to state that to show that you got the deposit. The deposit you claim that you have 20% or 30%, 150,000, whatever in the bank. You could be in different bank, but you got to supply them with at least 3 months of bank statement. All the bank statement, and in the meantime, if you have any debt, like you got a personal loan, a car loan, or you plan a credit card, ideally you should get rid. First thing, you should get rid of all the credit card. Maybe reduce the just say for one, and the rest is just cancel it. Because that would be the number of credit card and the limits of the credit card would be one of the figure for consideration. Even if you don't use it for at all, even you've got 3 or 4 other credit cards that you hardly use, but the bank doesn't know that you're not going to use it. You might just all of a sudden go to a casino and withdraw 20,000 because it's there. I mean, you can withdraw, isn't it? They give us limit of 5,000 or 10,000 each. So the best thing, if you're not using it, just cancel it, just return it. Probably just keep one credit card, and maybe you reduce the limit, the maximum limit from maybe you might have it 10,000 limit, but if you don't need it, you might drop it to 3,000 or something. Yeah, because the limit itself is part of is coming into consideration of what you can what the amount that the bank can lend, what your loan amount. Okay, and and the rest is like your if you got personal loan for other thing, or you bought a car loan or bought the car from a personal loan. I think it's best to see any way that you can negotiate and pay it off completely, so that you won't show up in your application. Because the more that all these kind of the fact that you got other repayment that going to be work against you trying to get a higher loan amount. You understand what I mean? Because basically, well, for example, you got personal loan, your car loan, you actually have to pay these people off like $300 a month. But basically, well, you reduce the the potential that you can borrow extra, loan to buy the property, because you actually paying extra, they're paying separately at $300 a month. So that amount will be reduced from your real estate loans, isn't it? So instead of able to get a loan of 800,000, may work out that you're only able to get a loan of 700,000, 650. So bear in mind. Okay, and so obviously you need to see a real estate agent because all the properties are sort of selling, managing, auction, all through real estate agent. So whether it's private sale or auction, especially auction, you need to get a pre-approval before you can actually go to the auction and put out your hand and say 500,000 or you can't beat. But law in Australia, because on the same day, if you're the win, you want at the if the winner at the auction, you got to put in 10% deposit, cash deposit on the same day. So so it will be a risk if you don't get you already don't have a pre-approval. And the other thing about auction too, you got to be careful because sometimes people, I've seen a lot of auction, people just carry away. I mean the wife, they love the place, 4-bedroom and big yard, the swimming pool, another 200,000, that's kind of go beyond what their budget for, instead of buying something 1.5 million, they're going up to 2 million, and then if they want that at the auction, they're going to find themselves extra 500,000 because the bank is not going to lend. You can't just simply go to the bank and say, oh yeah, I want, I need another half a million in the loan. Well, and also the bank might think that, well, they will do a valuation, obviously, and the valuation could be only 1.5 million. So they're not going to they lend you the 1 million, whatever it is. They're not going to lend you extra 500,000 because, well, it's not the value. It doesn't stack up with the valuation. So you got to find the extra 500,000 yourself. So it's going to be very tricky. You can't, if you can't proceed with the auction, then you lose the 10% deposit. For what? For nothing. I mean, you want the auction 2 million. You actually on the day, you got to put in 200,000 as a deposit on the same day, and you can't complete the transaction, the settlement, or you lost the 200,000 to the vendor. So be careful. Well, even if private sale, you can negotiate. I mean, if they say you just sell it wanted, if the lease price is 1.5 million, and you can offer 1,400,000, isn't it? And then you sort of try to he'll work down and you work up. Maybe you get if there's no other buyer, you could be lucky. You might get it for 1,450,000. So you can always bargain, negotiate. That's just depend how many. Depend whether the market's hot. If the market really hot, he might have 3 or 4 other people who's willing to pay more than 1.5 million, maybe 1.6 million. So you lose out if you think that you're gonna. So bear in mind, it's not every offer that you make is going to be successful because you're competing with many other people, which is it's all depend on the interest rate, whether interest rate is low, high, or what's the market situation in a real estate. So bear in mind. And by then you should get a building insurance organized. I mean, if you're thinking to move in to live in there, so you need to get a building and a content insurance. If you're going to rent it out, it's a rental property, then you need to have a building plus a landlord insurance, which is which is basically content plus they look after you if the tenant for any particular reason damage your property, your property on for or sudden caught fire or electric fire or some reason the tenant damage the wall hanging or or they ran away without paying you 3 months rent so the landlord insurance would cover for that. Okay, so you must you must you must take a building insurance. That's mandatory. And obviously before that you need to have a conveyancer or a lawyer. Conveyancer probably slightly cheaper than a solicitor, but usually a lot of times the same solicitor actually own a conveyancing company anyway. So you must have them. They'll check the title. They check all the documentation. All the bank details. They work out the figures, the settlement. Settlement amount, and they will attend. They will attend the settlement. Well, in old days they will attend, but now this is I believe they do it through internet. They'll have a date, time set, and they can do a kind of settlement. Obviously come face to face on the phone or on the laptop. Okay. And then once that done, well, once it's settled, it's no other major issue. I mean, the property is in a good condition. There's no other, everything's sort of fine. You get the key from the agent. Well, there you are. You're done. You bought yourself your first piece of real estate, and that could be your beginning of your real estate purchase. For all your future purchase as well. Beginning of what I'm trying to say is it could be your beginning of your real estate portfolio. Maybe you can work out every 4 or 5 years you can buy another property. I intend to do another YouTube on this. I mean, the whole thing is it's not hard. It's simple. You don't need, buying all this, purchase one or multiple property and getting a property portfolio. It's not hard. I mean, yes, it's time consuming. You need to passion. You need to have a determination. You got to be passionate. But you don't need. You don't need an MBA degree. It's not. The process is not rocket science. Or even a high school student graduate can work it out. I mean, it's on the person hardworking. He could be self-employed. Self-made sort of person. It's easy to it's not hard. Okay, well, there you are. I think that's almost the end of this. But to wrap it up, I think the main thing is, wherever you are in this stage, of your real estate journey, you always need to practice frugal living. You don't. I believe you also need to keep a low profile, because and after you sort of gone and purchase yourself multiple property, it's no point of brag about it. And frugal living basically means you don't go and buy yourself some flashy car and go and dine out in an expensive restaurant, go to casino. I mean, that's yeah. Well, I think basically we need to what is especially in people, yeah, self-made um, people that they involved in real estate business, like owning multiple rental property. They down to earth people. They don't live beyond the means. They're successful. That's what they're successful what they're doing, and they're passionate in what they're doing. In the real in the real estate area, and I believe that in the Western world, in like in America, Australia, Singapore, Malaysia, and I think uh, most of successful real estate sort of, well, you can most of the millionaires actually make the money from owning real estate or real estate investment or real estate construction. So 80 or 90%. So it doesn't matter whether you're from America, US, Australia, uh, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong, wherever. It's pretty very similar. So that's about that's about the last I would say. Yeah, that's my personal opinion. Be generous and kind to other people. Whatever you do in life. I mean, you could be a successful at the end of 30, 40 years later. You go on multiple properties portfolio, and but but still, be humble, down to earth, generous, keep low profile, and kind to other people and help other people. And uh, anyone who is in need. Okay, thank you. That's it for this YouTube. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget, you like the content of this YouTube, press the subscribe button down and also give me a thumb up. It'll be great, and I'll promise I'll produce more content, more interesting content, and content that will I can pass on more of my knowledge, or and you guys can also comment, put any comment below as well. Just give me some feedback as well. So that will really be appreciated. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time. Bye.